Y'all, my, da. Was goody to the goddess and the guys, and was popping to my people. And, well, like we always do about this time. Man, you know when you drink something and to go down the wrong way, I done it tapped out trying to get to y'all, man. Woo! So if I get to hacking, it's not because I was smoking pot. It's because I'm trying to save my life. Y'all so damn judgmental. Jesus. Peace to the people. What's up? How you be, family? We got this is gonna be interesting. And I already know I'm gonna piss some people off because that's I think that's what I'm here for. I was sent here to piss you off if you ain't on the right side of things. Now, I ain't gonna waste a whole lot of time because I kind of want to get busy. But I will say this. As usual, I was chopping it up with the Clubhouse family, and I love that because there's always so many different, interesting perspectives, and so you don't you're not clouded by your own thought or judgment. You get to hear a variety of thought patterns from all over the country, so it's kind of dope, especially when everybody got the same objective, whether we agree or not. We are trying to get to the bottom of things. Oh, nephew, what's to it, God? Me and nephew just tore the gym down. Just if y'all think this CQ boxing ain't really about to go down, OBP boxing ain't about to go down. So me and nephew spending about an hour and a half in the gym getting busy today. I gotta get him swole too. So when he hits y'all, your body gonna feel funny. We ain't just all flash. He gonna hit you in the gut and your body gonna but yeah. So shout out to my nephew because he one of the hardest working dudes, man. He work hard every day. Whole lot of everything, y'all. But now we was chopping it up about the Kanye thing, and so now it's current news, so we got to keep up with it, So like I said, a lot of interesting perspectives. So now y'all know he losing all his money. He losing a lot of his deals. And then, so now I really don't even want to say no numbers of what he worth because I really don't know. It's so many thoughts of what he worth and how much he losing and all of that. So I'm not sure on that. But I do know he's supposed to be worth a lot and he's supposed to be losing a lot. We're going to say that. He's supposed to be worth a lot and he's supposed to be losing most of that. We'll leave it like that. So now all of these different companies are dropping them because they said what he said was anti-Semitic. Now, was it anti-Semitic? He said the white Jewish media was not giving black artists and entertainers a fair shake. So, in order to assess whether he made a fair statement or not, we would have to assess, is most of the media ran by white Jewish people? We would have to do the research on that. Now, if we did the research on that and we came up with the fact that the media is predominantly ran by white Jewish people, then we would have to say that Kanye made a fair statement and a fair assessment simply because we know damn well whoever control the media don't be rocking with us the right way. So somebody lying on us. Zone 1, what's happening, God? So somebody lying on us. Now, the guy from the discussion we were just having made a real interesting point in saying we spent a lot of time assessing, myself included, how we feel about Kanye, more so than what's on the table, so to speak. So now I always clean out my own backyard first. So I personally say I don't necessarily trust him because I know that he switches his ideologies quite a bit, and that's detrimental to us as a community. I also said that I think he said some brilliant shit in this interview and the last interview. And I stand on that. Could he have done more? We all could have done more. But let's deal with the elephant in the room. Did the things that he said, and this is just a yay or nay moment. We don't got to get into the logistics of it. Did the things that he said, if he's correct, he made two statements. If he's correct about those statements, could those statements be used to empower Black America? If what he said is correct, could it be used to empower Black America? If no, then what difference does it make? If yes, then why don't we focus on that? See, it's a slippery slope, because a lot of times we used to say, back in the day, we used to say, you letting the wrong shit bother you. A lot of times we let the wrong shit bother us. So what should be on the table right now is this a get behind the ball moment? Can we look at what he said, whether he meant it or not? And we can't judge really fairly. We can give an opinion, but nobody really knows what was on Kanye's heart. We don't know if he meant it or not. So I'm just throwing that out there for all the naysayers. I'm not going to give my opinion. So now, whether he meant it or not, could what he said be used to empower Black America? And should we be supporting those statements coming from him? Or should we be supporting that stance that he took? It's a lot of things on the table here that we could potentially draw from. So I think this is a moment where we got to do more. We might need to do more listening and speaking, more thinking than assuming, and kind of just pay attention to the whole thing, look at how it unfolded, and then make critical, responsible decisions that are not emotionally based. That's the problem with us. We always want to make our decisions, and I'm talking about us as a collective. We make most of our decisions from an emotionally based standpoint. Well, emotions make you cry sometimes, but they don't frequently solve problems. We got to get into the business of solving problems, not just talking about them, not just conjuring them up and finger pointing, but once we present the problem amongst each other, we should be willing to sit there and figure it out. Or what's the point? What's the point of even bringing problems to the forefront if we're not willing to put in the time to figure it out or reach a collective decision? Now, I'm going to say this. I think he said some powerful shit. The media, no matter who run it, has never been in favor of the melanated man and woman in this country. So it's safe to say, I don't give a shit if Charlie Brown and Snoopy them ran it. Whoever ran it, don't give a shit about us. Now, if that's who he deems run it, he got the right to say that. Now, I think that statement could easily be proved or disproved. But I find it ironic about something. Here's what I find ironic. How they selectively report certain things. Like, he put himself in the category of being a Black Jew. Now, although I don't know Kanye's DNA results or his family history and ethnicity, however, I don't believe he's a Black Jew. But that doesn't matter. He believes he's one. And he stated that several times. He also stated that he had Jewish friends that were extremely relevant and of high significance that were in the building with him at the moment. So how come that didn't get reported? There's no headline that says Kanye calls himself a black Jew. But there's plenty that says he's anti-Semitic. I find that interesting from a reporter standpoint. But, however, it is what it is. I don't even think this is about Kanye. Honestly, I think this is about slavery. Because when massa tell a nigga shut up, massa expect a nigga to shut up. So you could have been saying anything that massa told you to shut up. And that's grounds for your ass whooping. That's what I think this is about. I don't see any of his so-called celebrity friends stepping in and having a fucking thing to say. It's safe to say they're hanging this man out to dry. Do I understand why? A la Nick Cannon. But Nick Cannon just disappeared for 2 weeks and came back without a turban, extremely apologetic. We have to stand by and see how this Kanye thing is going to end. But right now, they're doing what you do in war. See, he declared war and wasn't prepared for war. It appears. Now, I can't say what his ace in the hole is, but I can say he struck the first blow. They're striking the second one. We'll have to see what his next rules of engagement are. But he should have had his money more solidified to the point where they could just snatch it like that. But we'll see. It appears if this ends how it normally ends, what we can draw from this is what Tupac said a long time ago. First, get your money right, then go to war. Apparently, his money wasn't right if they're able to snatch it overnight like that. I was sitting here talking about how rich I thought he was. I heard him say how rich he was. Nobody was contesting it. Now I'm hearing from valuable sources that he didn't have as much money as he say. So it's like his money wasn't ready for war. So then maybe he shouldn't have said that. But from a revolutionary standpoint, they all should be saying it. Should have been said it. What if all the rappers start saying it? What if every rapper got behind Kanye? Like, just think about it. See, we don't be thinking about war. These people so scared. As many people as Kanye didn't put a bag in. If he gave you a beat on the discount, bro, as soon as you put a Kanye West beat behind your lyrics, you're gone. Big bag. How many verses did he drop for y'all for not that much? Big bag. How many features? How many? And I don't like them. So I ain't saying that. I don't like him in that regard, I'm going to say. But I'm just saying real is real. Nobody stepped up to the plate and rocked with him. And you could say maybe he put himself in that space where he outcast himself from everybody. I don't know. But I do know this. If they're able to take everything from him overnight, and I don't hear anybody stepping up, because I know it's artists that agree with him. We're not talking right or wrong. We're talking about, I know for a fact it's got to be artists that agree with him. He ain't been having these conversations alone. It's Kanye, maybe. No, it's fine. But what I'm saying is, you mean to tell me not one of these people that he made millions for agree with him on this particular thing? Or are they all too scared? They scared because they're going to lose their money. Okay, how about this? How about if we woke up tomorrow and the top 10 established people said the same thing? You going to cut them off? What if some of his designer friends stepped out and say, you know what? I'm Jewish, but I agree. You're going to lose. They're going to lose their endorsement. See, you can't. This is the whole thing. And I say this all the time. We are being taught to think as individuals by people who rule over us as a collective. Yahoo, salute, Queen. Now think about what I'm saying. Process this, family. We are being taught, our society, that's everybody, black, white, whatever, but predominantly black people. We're being taught to think as individuals by people who rule over us as a collective. Because we always say they control the media, they control this, they control that, they control this, they control that. That means they're ruling over us as a collective. We see blatant racism in our society every single day. But we only see a handful of white people that'll speak about it. Why are all white people that are not racist irate about racism? Because they benefit from it. So if everybody, it's the same analogy with the NBA. If one player go on strike, what the fuck does that do? When all the players came together and say, hey man, this money funny, we ain't going back to work. When they came back to work, them checks was bigger. Now the MK Ultra and brainwash got bigger, but that's not what we're talking about right now. All I'm saying is you're taught individuality. And that's all you ever say is, I'm good, I'm okay. Me and mine's is straight. My kids got what they need. I got my shit together. Okay, well, you're just one person. It's a couple billion melanated people. What does the stance of them look like? Collectively, all over the planet, we are the most oppressed race on the planet. Let's just stop letting these little trinkets, because we see a couple rappers, ball players, and shit like this, couple politicians with big ass houses and drug dealers, and we think like, shit, man, you could get what you want in this world. No, you can't get a fucking thing. You could get what you get right now. You could get marginalized until we start working together. Now, y'all say that's a defeatist mentality. There's always a contingency. Until we start working together. Right now, from this space we in, with everybody thinking about individuality, no, you're not gonna never have shit, but the little shit you got that you think is so special. Globally, we getting our ass kicked. Why? Because you worried about you as an individual. How do we look around the globe? Around the globe, we are, man, look, we are being starved. Our resources taken, our land taken everywhere on the planet. The melanated man and woman is losing their land and resources everywhere on the planet. You think it's just America? Everywhere on the planet. The melanated man and woman is oppressed, having their land and resources taken. And you steady worried about you as an individual. Who give a fuck because you got a nice house and a bunch of shit that don't help us? As a people, we're getting destroyed because we think in singularity. We got to start moving as a collective. If our brothers say, most of us ain't celebrities. We admire his fashion sense. But when he say, this is what it's like on my side, then we say, oh, he crazy. How the fuck you know if he crazy? You never been a billionaire. Okay, then. So in certain spaces we never been in, we got to just say, okay, let's see what we can see. Now, we don't know if what he said is true, but we do know this. Whoever controlling this media don't got our best interest in hand. So it could be something there where he said. Nobody knows for a fact what happened with George Floyd. But all of us get this feeling in the back of our mind that someone right. Okay, that's it. So if you got a feeling someone right, and here's somebody with $1 billion that told you he thinks someone right and he got an ideology about what it was, who the fuck are you to dismiss it and you ain't look into it? That's the problem. We dismiss every goddamn thing that we never knew nothing about. Who says that he lying about anything? If you haven't looked into it, stop being so damn judgmental. Information is the only real currency. You've been bamboozled. You think pieces of paper with dead slave masters on it is actually currency. No. Currency is this, information. Can't get paid without it. Meanwhile, white folks building and working together. That's kind of what they do. Because they understand they rule over us as a collective. How did they conquer us? They didn't conquer us one at a time. They didn't come 10 white boys on a boat. They conquered us as a collective. No matter where they did it, on what side of the planet, they knew whatever side of the planet. Y'all want to argue about where they stole us from. Wherever they stole your ass from, they was in agreement. We stealing niggas. Okay. You can argue about what nation we was and what we believed in and who we used to serve. Whoever we used to serve, let them snatch us up. Think about that part. You can do whatever you want to do with that. That's on you. You can believe what you want to believe. As a collective, I don't believe any narrative that doesn't help the collective. The fuck I look like believing somebody else's stories that make me look like a slave, dumbass, that can't never get on the right side of God. Who could have ever fucked up as much as some of these people that were supposed to be chosen by God? Listen, bro, we never even seen God, and we will kill you if you say something about Jesus. Could you imagine the people who actually walked with Jesus and still didn't do shit right? Could you imagine the people who actually say they actually knew God and God favored them? And every time they turned around, they started believing in somebody else that didn't do shit for them. They got a real God that's actually freeing them from bondage, parting Red Seas and all type of shit. And as soon as he ain't looking, they go start worshiping a golden calf. Like, bro, who was ever this fucking stupid? But this is what we want to be, though. We don't want to be nothing divine. We want to be the dudes who couldn't get it together. I don't care. Tomato, whatever with that. Braden Brown, I don't see your picture, sir. I need to see a picture. Can I see your face? I need a face. Face. Okay, who are you, sir? Hold on. Get in the comment section, Braden, so we can chat a bit. Hop in the comment section, Braden, so we can get to know you a bit. And then I'll pull you up. We've been getting some weirdo vibes. I just want to make sure you one of the fam, Braden. And then we rocking with you. Now, yeah, y'all know the link be in the chat too. Anytime, man, y'all can hit that link and come on in and chop it up with your boy. Braden, send me a comment, man. Let us get to know you, sir. Now, yeah, I'm about to really get it popping too, because I'm finna get off of this and I'm gonna deal with this other thing in a second. But I'm just saying, like, we gotta start thinking things out, bro. We don't be thinking these things out. We just do shit. And see, hold on. Hey, where you Braden said, "What's up? I'm a stoner." Well, Braden, do you got something? We about to talk about. You got some information, some insight on what we talking about? Do you have insight on the topic, Mr. Braden? That's what we need to know. All right, now we over here. Okay, so now the other thing is we about to get to this. Oh, hold on, where that? What I really don't understand is what people do with their Tuesdays. If they had any idea how we cook over here, this is crazy. It's crazy. If they had any idea how we cook over here, woo! The Happy Hallowscheme. The Happy Hallowscheme. Now I know y'all don't need. Y'all know y'all. I'm not finna deal with this dude and this bullshit. But y'all know what though? I'm just gonna come out and tell you, I don't fuck with these American holidays because none of it is what you think. And this is the conclusion I reach. I don't have all the answers. And I could be wrong about some of my assessments. But here's one thing I'm pretty sure about. Just one thing. There's one thing that I'm pretty sure about. Out of everything y'all ever heard me say, there's one thing that I'm pretty sure about. They lie about God. That's it. That's the only thing that I'm pretty sure about. And if I'm pretty sure about the fact that they lied about God, and I'm not even going to pinpoint what the lie was. I got my thoughts, but that's not the point. The point is the people that control this planet lied to us about who or what God is. And I personally reached the conclusion that if someone will lie about God, nothing's off the table. The most significant thing, the most significant question that we ponder in this existence is who or what God is, the creator. How did we fucking get here? And if a person will monopolize that information and keep that from you, I got nothing that I really expect from you. God, bro? Like you wasn't scared to lie on God? Just think about that. This is the most significant force that we know of. If a person wasn't scared to be deceptive about God, they don't fear anything. And I don't trust someone who doesn't fear anything. Fear is natural. It's a natural instinct. It was created so that you know when shit ain't right and you can get out. People that be like, I ain't scared of nothing. Think about it. In the movies, they usually die first. The super brave people that ain't scared of shit in the movies always die first. Because when you don't fear nothing, that means you don't got no caution. Fear is a safety net to keep your ass alive. Now, you ain't supposed to be fearful, but you should have fear of a few things so you know to avoid some shit. So, yeah, I don't like people who ain't scared of nothing. That makes me scared of you. Now let's get to where the phone stand at, the charger, every Mayday, breaker. I need the phone stand, Jack. Oh well. Okay, so now if you think about it like that, a person who fears nothing is a dangerous individual, one way or the other. Now I don't know what kind of danger we talking about. I also don't know where my phone stand at, so I'm going to be holding this phone for a minute, which kind of sucks, but we're going to get to it. Okay, so now, hold on 1 second, y'all, because I can't really do what I want to do. Yeah. I don't know. I'll find it. So now, here's my thing. If you got, oh yeah, we're going to go back. I'm going to be done with that. Let's get back to this. My fault. Bow, right there. The happy Hallowscheme. Okay, now this is what started the problem for me. I've been had a problem with it, but look at this. Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, Netflix biggest hit since Stranger Things, with 196.2 million views. Hold on, family. Netflix top 10 Jeffrey Dahmer series. Monster debuts at number 1 with 196 million hours viewed. Okay, so now I don't even think we even realize how fucked up that is. Like, we are degenerate as society to the point where we are excited to watch a man that ate our people. What about this that attracted us? This is a man who targeted the black male homosexuals in our community and had sex with them, raped them, strangled them, and then dismembered them and ate them. And this is what we watching. So much to the point where it debuted number 1. But here's the twist. You think only black people watched it? So black people watched us get 8, and white people watched us get 8. But look though, look what it turns into. Look what it turns into. So this is what we doing for Halloween, huh? This is what we doing for Halloween, bro. This is what we doing. This is what we're doing for Halloween, huh? You gotta be fucking kidding me. For y'all who refuse to watch on YouTube and are on Facebook watching for some extremely weird reason, then I have to turn the camera and show you the stuff the rest of us looking at. So now hold on. Now, but it gets even sicker. Or should I say more sick? Now this is, kid in class. That kid in class dressed like Jeffrey Dahmer. And he's sitting next to his little black friend, and they're dancing and having fun and shit. So our kids are so misinformed, and we're so disassociated from reality that our children think that this is okay. This is a little white kid pretending to be the guy that raped this kid and ate him. And this is what we're deeming. Whoa, Kimosabi. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. First of all, why aren't we concerned with the parents who did this? We looking at the kid. We had all the smoke for the kid. Why are we not concerned with the parents that did this? Why are we not concerned with the parents that allowed this shit to happen? The parents did this. This ain't the fucking kid. This is the parents. You know why? Because when you succumb to things that you don't understand, you're guaranteed to be someone's victim. When you succumb to things you don't understand, you can guarantee yourself to be someone else's victim. So now, if you got, hold on 1 second, I ain't mean to hit that. Where is this? Okay. This is energy. This is energy. Something we don't understand from a scientific aspect. Let's just say you walk into a room and everybody in the room is arguing and angry. Let's say you could be in a fairly decent mood and everybody in the room is pissed off and angry. And you enter that room, and after you're there for a couple minutes, the temperament in the room will rub off on you and begin to affect your mood. This is called energy transfer. So you will no longer be, hey, Mike, hold on for a second. Like, Mike wants to be on the show, but wants to give me the middle finger. Mike, you're fucking weird. Get a life. All right. How you gonna say you would love to join? You just gave me the middle finger, Mike. Mike, are you? Well, I don't understand what you got going on, Mike, but like, I don't know. That's creepy. That's weird, Mike. Get a clue. All right. So now, here's my thing. Like I said, when you walk into an area, your energy can be changed just by the temperament and the mood that's in that room. So now, if I come into a room, into an environment, I can change that environment with my energy, negative or positive. You can walk into a room where everybody is just feeling like they can't figure things out. And you can be the thing that proposes solution. So you can come into a room where everybody's like, yeah, this shit ain't gonna work. And then after a while, like, hold on, bro, it might work. What if we do it this way, that way, that? And then all of a sudden you got people fired up like, wait a minute, hold on, we probably could. You just shifted the energy in that room. Your energy shifted the energy. So what's my point to this? Everything is energy. So when you have these things that y'all call costumes, whose idea was it to dress up an 8-year-old, 9, 10-year-old as a serial killer? Every single year, you put costumes on kids of Count Dracula. Now, the real Count Dracula character comes from a real person who used to impale his victims through the anus and watch them bleed out while they were alive, and drink the blood while he ate lunch and watch them scream through torture. That's who Dracula really is. Now you're putting that energy on your child or children. And even if we go off the figure is someone who lives for eternity and drinks the blood of humans. Why would you think it looked cute for your child to look like this? We will go out and get the paint and paint the face white and put the teeth and the fangs in there like vampires and get fake blood and squirt it in the mouth so that they can have blood dripping from their mouth. And you think I'm bugging and you think this is just fun. Says who? Once again, you've done no research on this. You just do it because people told you you could. But have you researched human energy transfer? No. Yo, that's what's up. What's up, God? Black Dave in the building. Have you researched these things? The transformation of energy. Do you understand what that does? So if we don't understand what that does from a scientific perspective, we got to dig in a little bit. So now, so that I ain't just saying some shit. We're talking about energy transformation and subliminal messaging, because this is a brand. This is branding. A costume, like Jason has a axe. That's part of, or a machete. I mean, that's part of his branding. Freddy Krueger, the claws, that's branding. So this energy is synonymous with this character. So when you get your child and you put on the fake Freddy claws, you're taking on that Freddy Krueger energy. Now, what was Freddy Krueger? Freddy Krueger was a pedophile. See, your number one and number two spooky guys in history. The first one is Jason. What happened to Jason? They drowned him as a child. He got mistreated as a child. And so what happens is, however, he is granted the ability to come back from the dead, hunt and kill kids, but not just the kids that did it to him. He gets to come back every year and just brutally murder teenagers and children. So this is an attack on children. We got bullying. We got attacking children. We got poor parenting. His mother treated him like a weirdo. We got some things in here. Now, we move right along to Freddie. Freddie was a child molester that stole so many children, the neighborhood parents found him and cornered him and burned him alive, which is what they should have did. And somehow he's granted the ability to come back and haunt the children and the parents who got revenge like they should have. And what does he say? He says he lives off the souls of the children. This is encoded pedophilia. And we support it and go get the costume. Now look at this. Subliminal messages, a brief history. These are all the different, I want y'all to screenshot this. These are all different documentations of subliminal messaging all throughout the era. So screenshot that, take that, and keep that. But now watch this. So now, subliminal stimulus, objective psychology, existing or operating below the threshold of consciousness. Wait a minute. We got to do this in pieces because this is important. Subliminal stimulus, objective psychology, existing or operating below the threshold of consciousness. So what that means is this is operating in a space that you're not going to readily comprehend. You're not going to see it coming, below the threshold of consciousness. So below your level of awareness. So this is things that are affecting you that are below your level of awareness, meaning sneak attack, the back of the mind. Being or employing stimuli insufficiently intense to produce a discrete sensation, but often being or designed to be intense enough to influence the mental process or the behavior of the individual. So this is a discrete sensation designed to be intense enough to influence the mental process. So this is something that operates below your threshold of consciousness, that is discrete and designed to be intense enough to influence your mental process or the behavior of the individual. Subjective psychology. Now, hold on. Subliminal stimuli can facilitate conscious processing of related information, change our current mood, boost our motivation, and can even alter our political attitudes and voting intentions. Change our current mood, boost our motivation, and can even alter our political attitudes. So now, your political stance, for those that are into politics, this is a very, very important thing. Voting for the next ruler, that shit's weird. But either way it go, the people, for those that believe in the political spectrum, this is a very heavy decision to be made. And you're saying something can operate below your threshold of consciousness that can persuade you to vote in a manner that you normally wouldn't have? Think about that. See, we just skim past shit so easily, but think about what's being said. Voting is something very important to those who believe in it and are participating in that voting process in this country. And you're telling me that there is something that can operate below my awareness that can influence me on how I would vote? So you mean to tell me I could want to vote Biden and something could convince me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a heavy thing. So this is a decision on who's going to rule over us. That's very important. If something can unconsciously make me decide on something so significant, what else have I been persuaded to decide on below my level of awareness? That's the $1 million question. What else have I been persuaded into and didn't even realize that the persuasion was taking place? That's a space we have to live in. Now, if energy cannot be killed, it can only be manipulated and transformed. And since everything is energy, even your Halloween costume, it takes on an energy. Why? Because all things are energy. So what's the energy that it would take on? It would take on the energy of that which it was created under. So I mean by this, you have the energy of the divine in you because the divine created you for purpose of divinity. Now, the energy of a serial killer has to be composed within the uniform that's made for the serial killer. You have to have some of that energy put into this thing. It seems like a simple thing. Well, let's look at it this way. I would need you to give me some, for instances, of things that we could readily see that our rulers have done in the best benefit of the people it was ruling over. So meaning, what can you look at in this world or in this country and say, hey, they did that for the betterment and the benefit of the people? Wasn't about them. I'm definitely open-minded to any suggestions because I got nothing. Now, hold on, where we go. Halloween. Let me blow this up so I can read it bigger. Okay, there we go. Halloween explains the Encyclopedia of American Folklore is integrally related to the prospect of contact with spiritual forces, many of which threaten or frighten. Likewise, many celebrations like Halloween have pagan origins and are deeply rooted in ancestor worship. Even today, people around the world use these days to make contact with supposed spirits of the dead. So, what you need to understand is this is a Celtic celebration. The people, the Irish, and this holiday was about contacting spirits. And how do you contact spirits? You conjure up the energy of that spirit by using something that is significant to that spirit. Once again, hold on one second. How do you conjure up a spirit? You call upon the energy of that spirit, and you usually need something significant to that spirit that the spirit would recognize or hold dear to. So if you had a likeness of that particular spirit, that would be something that it would hold dear to. Now you see where I'm getting at? We got this thing where we think things are done just because. Why do you think? Okay, put it to you this way. For people who say Halloween is just a holiday, we just having fun with the kids. You're so arrogant. What makes you think your government gives a fuck if you have fun with your children? What makes you think your government sat around one day like, I wonder what would be great for our slaves to do with the kids just so they could have fun? Get off your high horse. Nobody gives a shit if you have fun with your children. You know how I know? You're going to say, that's just a grim view of things. Well, how come they don't let you do any of this shit for free? Everything that's supposed to be for your kids costs the most goddamn money. Why is that? These amusement parks for fun. They charge your ass $8 for a bucket of popcorn. They don't give a shit about your entertainment. They give a shit about being entertained by you. More entertaining to confuse people around. Just imagine if you was from another planet and you had some technology where you could zoom in on other planets and just see what was going on. And you just coincidentally zoomed in on this planet on the motherfucking the 1st of October, and then you decide to come back on the 30th. And you seen all of these people run around dressed in all these fun, like, bro, this is hilarious at best. Nobody cares if you're entertained. They do everything for a purpose. Okay, so this festival that they were having to conjure up spirits is what your October, this was supposed to be about the harvest. Where'd the scary shit come from? This is supposed to be about the harvest, the changing of the season, the food getting plentiful right now. You should be celebrating a good harvest out in the field, tending to the crops. Instead, you're buying fucking makeup and costumes. That does nothing for the planet because your goddamn son look like Jason Voorhees. How does that benefit anything? We going to get candy for the kids. Yeah, because kids need more fucking candy. This is exactly what our children need, especially in our community who can't stop running around like they crazy, shooting each other. Not really listen, don't like the school, stay from the game, and exactly what they need is a fucking bag of candy the size of your head. That's exactly what all children need. Fuck out of here, bro. That's not what they need. If you didn't have such fucked up eating habits, you wouldn't think that a big ass bag of candy for your child is a good idea. Then you say some stupid shit like, I put the candy up, I don't give it to him, I issue it to him. Yeah, and then your grown ass sit around and steal it all the time. There's nothing logical about a day where your child, your loved one, gets to dress up like a monster and go beg strangers for candy. That is so fucking far removed from anything that could possibly help us. Like, did you hear me when I say we're the most oppressed people on the planet? We got time to fucking hunt for bags of candy. We don't have time for this shit. Not only that, we don't know anything about the designers of these things and what were their intentions. We always talk about, well, for me, it's what was the intention of the designer? They just told you to talk to dead spirits. And you put the spirit of these monsters on your children once a year. And even people who say they believe in God and Jesus and all of this stuff put monster. Like, I don't understand how shit be all these different things until it's beneficial for us. Then we could break the rules. We got so much logic till it's beneficial for us, then we could break the rules. Meanwhile, your fucking son is in class sitting next to Jeffrey fucking Dahmer, and he think it's cool. Although Halloween has been viewed mainly as an American holiday, each year people in more and more countries have been adopting it. Many newcomers to the celebration, however, are unaware of the pagan origins of Halloween. Symbols, decorations, and costumes, most of which are related to supernatural beings and occult forces. So you could run this game about, I don't do it for that reason, and it don't mean that for my children. You can't change the energy and the design purpose of the designer. I tell you what, since y'all always think y'all could do shit your way, you say you could say, well, when I wear the cross, it don't mean that for me. When I do these activities over there, it don't mean that for me. When I believe in this over here, it don't mean that for me. Okay, so I need y'all to do me a favor. This weekend, I want you to go buy you a brand new shiny golf club. Buy the best one you can find. Spare no expense. Get whatever your money can buy. And then I want you to go play baseball. Because the golf club don't mean that for you. You like baseball. So take your golf club, get your ass over there on the baseball diamond, and hit the fucking ball. You can't change what something is designed for just because you get a fancy idea. Shit is what it is. This holiday was not designed for whatever you came up with. It was designed so that these people could talk to their dead kinfolk. And who pushed the issue? When Harry Houdini died, they pushed it and made it an American thing because they wanted to stay in contact with Harry Houdini. So every year on his birthday, they was holding seances and shit. trying to contact Houdini. You got to know something to know something. So this ain't about you think your little girl she looks so cute dressed up like Beyonce this year, which is the wicked witch in my opinion, or whatever. I mean, like y'all got all kind of stuff, and then like the queens. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of queens, and then no, I ain't gonna even put it on the queens. I take that back. I'm not gonna put it on the queens. Women in general have used Halloween as a constitutional reason to be damn near naked. You don't even want to be scary no more. Now you Nicki Minaj, for goddamn, you want to be motherfucking Megan Thee Stallion. What the fuck? I'd rather you go back to the Wicked Witch of the West. I don't want to see Megan Thee Stallion on Halloween. I don't want to see 15 Megan Thee Stallions on Halloween. That's for damn sure. It is imperative that we stop following the people who never led us nowhere good. It's just that simple. Name me one thing you picked up from these people that has benefited you, except for don't piss them off. That's the only thing you learn from these people that has been of extreme benefit. How a nigga could stay safe. That's it. No other lessons they got for you. I don't have a problem with the female anatomy. I just think it should be reserved for the people that you are in relationships with. I personally, and y'all can say that's old-fashioned, I just see no merit in a woman or anybody for that matter showing off things that should only benefit their spouse. A man on social media bragging about how much money he got, and he has a wife. Unless you and your wife finna go shopping, what the fuck you showing us this for? She should be in the picture with you. We don't care about your new car if the passenger seat doesn't have your woman or your children in there. Who give a fuck? That shit is, we so misplaced on what we think should matter. That shit doesn't matter. When you take on these things that you do not understand, and then you make this a part of your tradition, how do you know at what point you stopped becoming who you think you are and started becoming who you think you're not? If you celebrate every tradition that they give you in this country, you go to work, you mind your business, you stay out the way, you don't ruffle no feathers. Is that an accomplished existence? What's the ultimate goal here? Is the ultimate goal to stay out of trouble or get free? Is the ultimate goal to make friends and don't get side-eyed or to get free? Is the ultimate goal to build your business and your brand and stay out the way and put your kids through college? Does that equal freedom? If you get a good job, you don't go to jail, you're successful, is that freedom? What does freedom look like? That's where I'm stuck at. At this point in the game, what does freedom look like? Because I don't even think we understand it anymore. Because our definition of freedom is don't piss off white people and stay out the way. Make some money. If we never pissed off white people and we made some money, we consider that a successful existence. So let's think about this. The black man in America, the black man and woman in America, we want to earn a good living, don't piss off white people, and have all of the trinkets that we equate with success. The house, the cars, the jewelry, the clothes, and all those type things. Now, if we're able to get the house, the cars, the jewelry, and the clothes, and we get the man or the woman we want, we get a nice bankroll, and we stay out of jail, we consider that a successful existence. And maybe it is. I just have one thing that I want to bring up. Notice I didn't mention not one time anything about helping your people. I didn't mention not one time questioning the status quo. I didn't mention not one time standing up for yourself as a man or a woman. I didn't mention not one time properly educating your children. I didn't mention not one time challenging racism and oppression in your city. I didn't mention not one time helping your community. You see where this thing is at? We got the same value system as the white boy now. We're not interested in anything that could possibly liberate us. We don't dedicate our days to it. We don't dedicate our time to it. We don't even dedicate our fucking thought process on a regular to the concept of liberation. We are convinced this is the way it's supposed to be, and it'll get better eventually. And the only thing I'm saying is, who told you that? Who came and guaranteed you all you got to do is just keep getting money and handle your business and the world is going to get better? Who told you that? I need some sources because I want that same information. Because if nobody ever told you that, then we got a serious issue. What's the justification you got for doing what you're doing? If nobody ever promised you the route you're taking is the best route, what are you doing? Now we got to get to the space where we got to say, okay, I celebrate this thing called Halloween. I don't know if I agree with General, but I don't know if I know enough to disagree. This is a space where I'm just going to have to dig. But what we're going to do is we're going to deduct right on the spot. General Cap, he don't know what he's talking about. That shit don't even mean all that. It's just a costume. They got a that shit called Chucky, where this little doll is designed to be a little boy best friend, turn into a voodoo fucking satanic murderer. He grab your forehead and be chanting spells and shit like that and be killing people. We already know fear is your lowest frequency. To live in fear is your lowest frequency. So it's like this right here. If you stayed in the state and you had an electrical fence, well, as soon as I touch it, it zapped me. So I wouldn't be able to touch that fence because as soon as I touch it, it zapped me. But if I could hack into your computer system and hit that button and turn it off, then I could unlock the gate without the electricity touching me. If you get where I'm going with this. This is what happens to you on a regular basis. Certain things get put in place to lower your defense systems, and then they move forward with the agenda. There's no way in our logical mind we could sit back and say, I'm going to take my 10-year-old and dress him like an axe murdering serial killer. Just say it out loud. Get out your feelings. Don't do none of this weirdo shit you do when you want to try to prove a point. Just be honest and just say it out loud. This Halloween, I'm going to dress my son like an axe murdering serial killer. Or you could say, this year, I'm going to dress my 13-year-old daughter like Beyonce. Now, even though I heard on the internet that she be into some bullshit and some witchcraft and all that, I don't believe it. But did you look into it? That's not to say whether she is or whether she isn't. I'm asking you, did you do your due diligence as a parent? And since you're not positive, did you look into it? No, we're not. Because that would take time. I would have to stop doing what I'm doing and actually spend a couple minutes looking into some shit I'm not even sure about. So now, if I say, okay, I get what you're saying, General. So I ain't going to do no serial killers. I'm going to do something like, maybe I'm going to do some positive characters. And I'm going to dress my son or daughter up like Dr. King or Obama. You don't know much about them people either. But in your mind, they stand for something good. My point is, this particular space was not designed for you to find this thing that you're looking for that's going to turn into a positive moment. You're going to get a bunch of lookalikes. You're going to get some costumes that's friendly and there's nothing bad about them. So you look at them and you wouldn't think nothing. What was this holiday designed for? To talk to the spirits of the dead. What you don't know will get you killed, they used to say back in the day. You have to understand. Okay, let's go back to Freddy Krueger. It was one, I believe it was 3. It was called Dream Warriors. I think it was Dream Warriors. And that was my favorite one because the kids all had special powers and shit when they go to sleep. But what they was doing is they had them, all the kids, in like a mental institution for the youth, and they all had little family trouble and psychological issues and stuff like that. And so, but the thing was, they was like gifted kids, and when they go to sleep, they was the kids that learn how to manifest they sleep self and turn into like certain powerful characters. So what they used to do is sleep therapy, hypnotherapy, where they would put the kids to sleep and then try to get them to trap Freddy Krueger in their subconscious world, because in that world they were more powerful. So what they're doing is going under a state of hypnosis and then actively implement ideologies into sleep patients. So just think about that. When, just like this says, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this for a second. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together. Wait, no, that ain't the one I want. I want this one. Existing or operating below the threshold of consciousness. That's what we were just talking about. Below the threshold of consciousness. Intense stimulus, insufficiently intense to produce a discrete sensation, but often being or designed to be intense enough to influence the mental. So it says insufficiently intense, but intense enough to influence. So that means what they just trying to find a. Sometimes white folks go over the top to say simple shit. They just trying to say subtly influencing your decision. So what this movie proves is what I'm saying. This movie proves that thoughts, actions, and behavior can be implemented into your psyche. Okay, well, that's what I'm suggesting right now. Thoughts, behaviors, and actions can be implemented into one's psyche via a costume. What they show you with Jason, when did he really come into himself? When he put the mask on. Michael Myers, he didn't, when as a kid, you try to take the mask for him, he'll hurt you. Because of the energy gives identity. The energy of these costumes give identity. What happens to the child? The child doesn't just put on the costume for Halloween. The child put on the costume and behaves as that character all evening. Fake blood, limping around if they character limp. Sometimes the kids wear gel suits with the ball and chain on it. They got all of these different things they're taking on the energy of. Because it's easier to attack the subconscious because it's not defending itself. You got a mental blockage for things that you've already put certain things in the category of good and bad just inherently. And we all got this inherent thing of what we know is what in nature is good and bad. When you hear something in nature that's bad, you automatically, so if somebody was to say you should harm someone, outwardly you would think like, no, I'm not finna do that. But subliminal suggestions of like a kid who got treated unfairly and started killing people. And so you're in a situation where subconsciously you're feeling you're being treated unfairly, and that energy takes over and you act out. This is how young people kill other young people. That energy takes over and tells them, I must defend myself for whatever reason. That doesn't make it a reality. It's as simple as how, put it to you this way. Watch this. Watch how quick this goes. You could take a normal kid. You could take two normal kids. They could be best friends, right? In middle school. And then they move away from each other. And high school, one of them goes to an all Crip school. And one of them go to an all blood school. And now for summer break, after the end of the school year, they go back to the old neighborhood, maybe to their dad's house. And now two kids who used to be best friends, one of them got a red rag and one of them got a blue rag. Them two best friends will kill each other. Because they took on the energy that comes with the blue rag. Nothing different happened. They don't really have a beef. They took on the energy of the symbol. So now they're responding according to what the energy of the symbol dictates. That's how quick it happens. Look at this with religion. You could have two people that could really be having a conversation, vibing, man and woman, really getting to know each other. And then he looked down. It's been bugging him for like 20 minutes. He hadn't noticed it at first because their jackets was on. They took their jacket off and he looked down and he can't help but it's just bugging him like, so I couldn't help but notice that Cross, you a Christian? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm my dad's a minister and I've been Baptist for. He's a spiritual brother that don't believe in religion. Just completely changes. This could completely change how he feels about her. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I'm just saying the energy attached behind two completely different ideologies could take two people who like each other and make them not like each other in a matter of moments. Because everything has its own energy attached to it. And when you take on that thing, you take on that energy. Would we even have serial killers if we didn't promote it on TV and tell you what it was? Because at once upon a time, there was no such thing. Charles Manson had a fan club bigger than most modern day rappers. How does a man who was considered, doesn't matter what he did, he was considered at one point the evilest man alive. How does he get a fan base bigger than most rappers? T-shirts and merchandising. Since when have we ever seen a serial killer have his own T-shirt and merchandising? This is a twisted ass thing we're in. That's the part you don't get. This is a twisted ass thing we're in. And it's all about energy. So if you're tapping into the wrong kind of energy, let's look at Bonnie and Clyde, Natural Born Killer, the movie Natural Born Killer. It's a movie, but fuck it, we can rock with it. And we got Natural Born Killer. So just use these two as examples. You got men, according to the storyline, who were into some real radical shit, some mean dudes. And then they run into this small town, presumably innocent girl. Now let's go with Natural Born Killers. This guy convinces this girl that they should bash her dad's head in. And I ain't saying he didn't deserve it. But this man and the energy he brought into her home was the catalyst in bashing her damn dad's head in. And then her life is no longer the same. That energy converted her into something she wasn't before she encountered it. Bonnie and Clyde. Small town girl who never did shit. When shit got hectic and he was thinking about quitting because he was so in love with her, she told him if he quit, she'd leave. Don't spare her. She knew what she was getting into. This is who you are. Let's go get their ass again. The energy converted her into something she wasn't. Or maybe she was, and it took that energy to bring it out. What's up, God? So we gotta think about these things. When you step into a certain energy spectrum, a certain energy field, it could be anything. Like I said before, how many times have people just changed? How about this? They say, once a good girl go bad, she never come back. Well, what makes a good girl go bad? Something enters her realm and changes her energy and her perspective. And now that shift is permanent because she's taking on a different energy. That's why they say they make the comparison with sleeping with multiple people. You're taking on the energy of those people. You have to understand that. What about, we call these people coons. Well, what's a coon? A coon, and from our understanding, is a black person that's been around white people so much that they have decided to start conforming to the thought process of those that they spend the most time around and can benefit from the most. So in order for me to call you a coon, that means at one point you were not. You become a coon. You have to be converted to a different ideology. How does that happen? Because you're around these people. Okay, so you're a black person. You grew up in an all-white town, maybe a well-off Republican town. You never been around too many black people. You don't really understand the plight of black people. Why? Because the energy of the environment that you've been in has conformed you to a different being, a different thought process. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. When you get on, when you a kid and you get through watching Superman, what do? You go get the bathrobe tied around your neck and you jumping off the couch in your pajamas. The energy got to you, and now you conform to it. You know you can't fucking fly, but you're getting as close as you possibly can, lunging out there. You done hit your head on the couch and some more shit. Why? The energy got to you. But the creator of the show understood that. Yao Uma Nima. Not Yao Nima. You don't understand. I mean, you understand as a child you can't fly. When you go pretend you the Incredible Hulk and lift up the bed, you know it's not a fucking car. But the energy surrounding that show has made you want to emulate it. The people who created the show understood that. What do you think the people who create these damn costumes understand? I say it all the time. We do things unconsciously, or you could call it recklessly, just to be doing things. But the people we dealing with, they do things for a purpose. There's no way they would be having, this is a ritual, this is a ceremony. What do these people do at the freak parties, masquerade parties? They wear masks and switch identities. Then they have orgies. You just doing a prerequisite. What happens on Halloween? You take the kids out for candy during the daytime. Then what happens afterwards? You put them to bed and you go do the same thing these people used to do. They did it right there. You gotta go hide your freak shit. So you finna go. It's every year. It's a Halloween party after. You ain't tricking me just because I ain't out there now. Don't mean I wasn't out there. Every year after Halloween, you put them fucking kids to bed and you go to the Halloween party. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna get tipsy. You're gonna get high, and you're gonna do it. Exactly what they were doing at the pagan celebration. They were eating candy with kids, putting them to bed, then getting butt naked, high, and drunk. Same thing. You're no different. You just do yours in secrecy. They didn't have to hide theirs because they knew what it was. So be careful when you so quick to draw a line in the sand and count yourself as different. No, you're different when you do what Kanye West just did. You tell the system to fuck off and you refuse to participate. That's different. I'm not making him a hero because, like I said, I still think he could potentially have ulterior motives, but we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with the bravery in telling the system, look, I need you to go do the Ben Franklin. Fly a fucking kite. How about that? Why can't we say that sometime? Where's the line at? When do we draw the fucking line? Like we got all of these excuses why we can't be men and women. You so worried about you got fucking children that you're going to perpetuate this lie to, and they're going to grow up and teach the bullshit to their kids. You ain't got to raise no fuss, but you can take a personal stand as a king or queen and say, even if you don't believe me, you could still say, I'm not so sure. I'm not positive. I'm on the right side of this thing. You cannot wear a fucking Christian cross and then take your ass candy trick-or-treating. The two don't go together. And I know y'all think it do, but a Christian trick-or-treating is like a dolphin skydiving. How about that? Have you ever seen a fucking dolphin on a plane, getting suited up in a parachute, getting ready to dive out the motherfucker? But you see people who say they believe in God and his son Jesus celebrating witches, gargoyles, and y'all can't trick me. Just because y'all hit me with that, I don't go to church, you still think you're a Christian? Most black folks think they Christian. Unless they pronounce themselves to be something else, most black folks think they Christian, at least in theory. So you can't believe in Jesus and dress up your child like Dracula. It doesn't work. It don't jive together. But you think it do. Because anytime it's convenient for you to break a rule, you just justify it. I'm just having fun with the kids. I dress my kid up like MC Hammer. He. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. I don't care if you could pick the most downtrodden, peaceful costume you want. It doesn't change the fact that the people who designed this holiday designed it so they could do drugs, get drunk, and get butt naked. Oh, and talk to dead people. You ain't getting away from that one either. Now, I say this. I'm not condemning anyone because I know I'm probably going to get my head chopped off when I get in Clubhouse later. I'm not condemning anyone or judging anyone necessarily for what it is they choose to do. Frequently, y'all get my thought process confused with a direct judgment of some sort. At the end of the day, you can do what you want to do. You can have a house, like Lord knows, when I was really into this thing, I used to buy ghosts and goblins and have them. Bro, I had so many ghosts and goblins in my house one night, I was scared to go to the bathroom. I kept thinking this big 6-foot scarecrow was a real motherfucker standing in the hallway. So trust me, I used to really, really get out. But when I was a child, I did childish things. Ignorance is bliss. That's why a lot of us frequently choose to stay there. We will be knowing that it's potentially some damning information over there, so we'll just stay away from the information so we can plead ignorant. Opportunity still doesn't let you off the hook. If you had opportunity and you chose ignorance, it's still the same fault. You can't out. Well, a lot of y'all think y'all can out slick God. If God is what you think, God is the slickest nigga. How you niggas think you Negroes think you so slick you can be slicker than God? If God is anything like you think, God is the slickest. You can't fake left pass right with God. Y'all think y'all so crafty and clever. Listen, man. If the holiday was designed for witches, warlocks, and spirits and doing it drunk, you're not going to come in with your old hip-hop ideologies and make it something different. It is what the fuck it is. And you're putting evil energy into the atmosphere with your children. And it is also one of the drunkest holidays in America. I don't see what is coming of this. This is another opportunity to get drunk, dress up like weirdos, and go have sex. You can do that on your own time. You need permission for that? That's the only thing. There's nothing spiritual happening. There's nothing significant happening. There's no grand family moments happening. You're going to get your kids, spend money dressing them up like shit that they shouldn't even look like. You're going to take them to other people's house to get shit that they shouldn't get. You're going to have to look over the shit to make sure some weirdo's not trying to fucking poison them. Then when all that's said and done, you're going to put them to sleep. Then you're going to go out, get drunk, get high, and have sex in your costume. And we needed white folks to permit us to do that? We couldn't have just picked a random Tuesday and just said, fuck it, let's get it? I guess my problem occurs when I think outside of the box, because I understand the box was created to keep you inside of it. Just like no matter what I do tonight, there's nothing I could do to get outside of this little box that they got my face in. Nothing I could do about it. Your entire existence is boxes, and that's intentional. That's why they say think outside of the box, because everything that you adhere to is inside of the box. I damn near live outside of the goddamn box. I only carry it around and show it to y'all. But no, all bullshit aside, I just take a couple little ground rules and I live by them. Rule number 1, perception is everything. There's no word in this dumbass language more relevant and more important than the word perception. Perception is everything. That's my rule number 1. Rule number 2. You gotta know something to know something. Which means you can't be lazy-minded. Because a lot of times, frequently, when somebody hits y'all with some information, you just be like, oh shit, I ain't know that, or I ain't hear that. And then you dismiss it. Just because you ain't hear it and don't know it don't mean it ain't real. You gotta know something to know something. Rule number 3. And this one, it could be the most significant. It's rule number 3, but it could be the most significant. Wear it on your chest. Put it on, tattoo it on your forehead. Put it on your kid's lunchbox so you never forget it. They never tell the truth. It's simple, but it's profound. It's dynamic. It's catastrophic. It is enormous because every day y'all go into situations with the assumption that your slave master has to be honest with you. Why? What for? What do I gain? from telling my slave about God truthfully? What would I gain to behave like a devil, but present you with God's book? What? If I'm behaving like a devil, why would I have a desire to present you with some information that could stop my behavior? The word of God, the true word of God, would be able to counter anything we see on this planet. Hear me again. The true word of God would be able to counter anything we are witnessing or experiencing on this planet. Yet we have so many variations of the word of God, but we see this world getting worse. That is self-explanatory. We don't have the word of God, apparent. Because the words we have are not doing anything to our enemy. We're using the word of God on our enemy. Our enemy is quoting it back to us and using it against us. This can't be the thing. So, they never tell the truth. Perception is everything. It doesn't matter what happened over there or what happened over there. It's how I process these things. It's going to make the difference. How did I process what I just seen? I processed it completely wrong or right on point. That's what matters. Perception. How can I teach my children, comfort my spouse, be there for anyone that really needs me, and I choose ignorance over information? Ignorance is a choice. Every day you could pick up a book or so you could learn from something. It's a choice to go through 24 hours of each day and not learn something monumental that could help your situation as a whole. That's a choice. They never tell the truth. Some will tell you knowledge is power. I'm revising that statement. Knowledge is the only real power. What else is there? I know you're scrambling your brain to think of a counterclaim. Good luck. Information is the only real currency. You cannot acquire any currency anywhere on this planet or the next without the information on how to do so. So why are we more concerned with dead white boys on pieces of paper than the information that they had to get themselves put on the pieces of paper? It's all here for us to do what we choose to do with it. But what you won't be able to do is leave this planet and say, I ain't know. Because it's all here. Whatever you're trying to know is here. And somebody here knows it. You just have to do your due diligence and get to it. And I'm going to say one more thing. There's no space that is reserved for those who say, man, I don't really get into it like that. I'm just defying the universe just because. Like nobody that on a universal level, me saying that I'm just participating just because. Nobody cares. You're just helping summon evil spirits just because. You're just helping transconfigure your child's fucking DNA structure and energy levels just because. Nobody cares. It's still happening. Just because you didn't mean it or you didn't understand your behavior, it doesn't change anything on a cosmic level. The action is still being done. Consciously or unconsciously, the same thing is still getting accomplished. So if you didn't realize it, then that's even better for the people on the attack. They want Negroes who don't realize things. It's beneficial. If you can sit by idly and not participate, it doesn't change what they're doing on their end. So all of the I'm not getting involved, I ain't in it, I'm gonna watch my mouth, it doesn't do anything for you. They're gonna keep pushing what they're pushing, whether you stand up for yourself or not. And the more you don't stand up for yourself, the easier it is to push what they're pushing. The more you just comply just because, the more you celebrate these things just because, the more you don't teach your kids about this horrible, satanic, paganistic ass society, the more you participate, the more you are a part of it. Reluctantly or voluntarily, same difference, same results. And with that being said, it's my damn birthday, Thursday. I will be living for many, many more years, but I will not be celebrating any more of these earthly birthdays because it's trash and I'm not gonna. So therefore, this is the last chance y'all got to tell me happy birthday or do something y'all never did, which was cash at me for my birthday, because that has never happened. But I get it. I don't know. That's the downside to having I had a fairly good street life. So people just feel like I don't need shit, so they never give me shit. But I'm not in the streets no more, so it's different. But I get it. I don't fuck with the common thought, and I probably never will. With that being said, I will be 45, which is the 4-5, which is the 9. We are 9 ether beings. So that's all it's going to be for me. Thank you, Queen. So that's all it's going to be for me. And yeah, that's that. I got that don't even matter. I was about to say something, but it don't matter. I'm not doing the birthday shit anymore. It's trash, and we shouldn't have never fell for it in the first place. It's another thing is to get us off our square. So now, last but not least, that's got nothing to do with you all. Celebrate any birthday you want to, pop bottles, do whatever it is you do when you feeling yourself. That's just my thought process. Past that point, bring me your damn kids. We need more kids. The gym is open. It's painted black officially, and I'll be dropping pictures in the next couple of days. It looks super dope, man. It's flying there. Shouts out to my nephew for hooking it up on the painting side. So that brother do paint. Y'all want to get with him and get your building together? Drop me your link and I'll get in touch with him for you. He did a marvelous job. Past that point, it's McFlurry time. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. I love y'all. I'm gone. Well, almost.